Hey, what's up? It's your girl Elise, and I do want to talk about Wags to Riches today. Now, if you don't know, Wags to Riches is a new reality show that is on Netflix. It premiered on the 23rd or something like that, but I know it premiered this week. So, this show gives me a little bit of Real Housewives of Atlanta, mixed with basketball wives, but it's more on the up and up and kind of more classier. The women all have their own money and have things going for themselves. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first one that we're going to start off with is Alexis Welch Stoudemire. Her net worth is around $6 million, or it could be more. She's an entrepreneur. She has her own businesses and her own things going on. She was married and is the ex wife of Amari Stoudemire and the mother of his children. So she's very spiritual, very beautiful. She calls herself the auntie of the ladies because she might be a little bit older. I don't have her in exact age, but she's beautiful nonetheless. Now, let's move on to Keita Hill. Now, Keita Hill is married to NFLer Tyreek Hill. Keita Hill, her net worth is around $7 to $8 million. Keita does have her degree in entrepreneurship and marketing, and she's used that to her advantage. She has her own fitness company called Own Flow, and she was previously a YouTuber with Tyreek Hill, and they made a lot of money doing that. Now, Keita does get a lot of flack for Tyreek having all of those outside babies, when she claims they were not together during that time, but we'll talk more about that later. The next person that we want to get into is Sherelle Rosado. Her net worth is around $6 million, and Sherelle is the fiance or ex-fiance of Chad Ochocinco, which I think they're going to get back together, but we'll talk more about that later. She is worth about $6 million. She earned her own. She's an Army veteran. She was a paratrooper. So my girl was jumping out of planes in the Army. She owns her own real estate firm, which is called Allure Realty. And she is jumping into the developer lane as well, developing housing for low income families. So Sherelle does have a lot going on for herself, and she was already established before she even met Chad. And I kind of thought she was a mean girl the first two episodes, but I kind of changed my opinion on that. We'll get into that more later. Now, the next person we're going to get into is Ashley Wheeler. Now, Ashley Wheeler is the wife of the retired NFL star Philip Wheeler. Now, Ashley's net worth is estimated around $4 million. Now, those figures are kind of rough and haven't been sourced, but she could comfortably rest on that amount of money. But instead, she is a real estate whiz. She is a real estate mogul. And most of the women on here, I would say a little bit more than half, are into real estate. So some of them actually do work with Sherelle Rosado. Now, Ashley is a former veteran as well. She was a captain in the United States Army, but she is a high end real estate mogul. So she caters to celebrities. She's worked with Tiana Taylor before. And Ashley is a very pretty girl as well. I think her and her husband have two boys so far. They have two children. Now we'll get into Portia Berto. Now, Portia Berto is the wife of former welterweight boxer Andre Berto, and she's into real estate as well. She works with Sherelle. She's earned her own money. Her net worth is around $4 million, and that's a rough estimate as well. But she is into high end realty. She does work at Allure with Sherelle or under Sherelle. So $4 million is nothing to sneeze at or be mad at for that matter. So she's a boss as well. We're talking about millionaires. We're not talking about just being rich. We're talking about millionaires. Now, the next person that we will move on to is Jules Goddard. Now, even though she is not um, considered to be a brown woman, Jules Goddard is on the show. Her net worth is around $3 million. And Jewel, she was once dubbed the queen of Snapchat. And she has a client roster of like 2 Chainz, Travis Scott, Migos, YG, and Kanye West, who she actually talks about on the show a little bit and what happened with her being fired or let go from working from Kanye West. But she's more of like a marketing genius when it comes to these celebrities and when it comes to getting things out there. But there have been some rumors or some things said about Jules that she's kind of a culture vulture. So she wears cornrows. She said some things that might not be very appropriate, but we'll go into that more when I start breaking down the show. Next, we're going to move on to Lastonia Levinson. Her net worth is about $3 million estimated. This is Rick Ross's daughter's mother, the grown daughter that he takes care of. And this is also the one that sued 50 Cent for putting out a tape of her. Now, she did explain the situation on the show where she was dealing with this guy and they were together and they made this kind of tape. And he got mad at her and sold it to 50 Cent, where she ended up suing him for revenge corn or whatever, and she won about $2 million. Now, a lot of people clown Listonia because she still lives in Rick Ross's one of his houses that is not hers, and the place that she has for her boutique is rented and she does not own the building. And they were kind of clowning and questioning, like, why would you have this receive this lump sum of money through this lawsuit and you're still not fully on your own and independent. So there's some questions about her morals, her character, and does she really want to be a boss? So that comes out in the show as well. Next, we're going to move on to Miranda Johnson. Now, if you don't know who Miranda Johnson is, and I really didn't know much about her before this show, she is the child's mother and girlfriend of the rapper Kodak Black. Her net worth is around 3 million. Now she has gone into rapping, so she is like a rapper. She's put herself out there. She has music. She's also working for Allure Realty under Sherelle Rosado. So she is definitely trying to boss up and get her money together. She is not someone that is just sitting under her rapper boyfriend waiting for him to give her money. She is trying to make her own. She is trying to be a boss, and she's already a millionaire. So that says a lot at her young age. And she's always been a hustler. She said she's always had it in her mind that she wanted to make money. She sold snacks in high school and did different things. So she's always wanted to have something for herself and not just wait on someone to give it to her. So shout out to Miranda. I think they call her MJ. And we'll talk more about her and her situation with Kodak Black as we get into another episode. Next, we have Sade Vanessa, which I'm not sure why she goes by Sade Vanessa. Maybe that's her whole first name or her first name and middle name. But all I know is she's the fiance of NFL wide receiver Robbie Chosen. She's a content creator and an influencer. She's worth about $2.5 million. Um, Thanks to really her marriage to Robbie Chosen, she has her own swimwear line and it's pretty successful. And like I said, she was an influencer as well. So we'll see how it turns out with her. I don't really have my finger on her yet. She's kind of private and she's kind of, I don't want to say bougie, but she just feels like she needs to protect her peace. And I understand that. But we'll get into more of that as we talk about more episodes. Right now, her fiance, Robbie Chosen, is a free agent, so he's navigating where he will be going, what team he will be going to, and if he will get picked up this season. So that's all I have right now about the ladies and their net worth. There was some drama this season between a few of the cast members. And with Lasonia, I think, which is Rick Ross's baby's mother, I just think she's a little bit insecure and feels out of her league around these other women. So it does start to come out, but we will talk about that and we will get into the mess that's going on this show when I put out another episode. So that's all I have. I just wanted to let you know a little bit about the ladies, who they are affiliated with, and what kind of bosses they are. These are mostly women of color, except for one, but they are all millionaires. So I like to see that. I think it's something positive for young people to watch and look forward to, and just be an inspiration to anyone that wants to get out there on their own and be an entrepreneur. They're showing you that you can really do it if you're determined, if you're consistent, if you have the mind of a hustler. So I think this is a great show. We don't get to see a show where everyone is millionaires, not of our color. And it's not like it's bougie or stuck up, but these women work hard, and I think they deserve a shout out for that. So I will be going over more episodes or giving a synopsis. I don't know if I'm going to do every episode, but stay tuned. And that's all I have for you. This has been Elise, and I will see you later.